We are all aware that regular physical activity is good for the heart and body. But new discoveries are showing how effective it is on the brain and nerve and the immune system. Cognitive functions as well as immune system functions tend to decline with age. They decline even more rapidly after the age of 40. Studies are showing that regular physical activity now and continued physical activity is crucial to our immune system and cognitive functions in the future. First, we'll explore the effects of physical activity on our immune systems. Generally, as we age, the thymus gland in our necks produce fewer T cells, but it was recently observed in cyclists that this decline didn't happen as it did in older sedentary adults. Older adults regularly have increased risk for infections and chronic inflammatory diseases. Vaccine efficiency decreases significantly, and they are prone to latent infections such as varicella zoster, also known as shingles. Most older adults fail to meet the guidelines of 102 minutes of aerobic exercise per week. It has now been observed that those who continue to remain physically active have increased T cell proliferation and improved vaccine response. When looking into T cell frequency in the peripheral blood mononuclear cells between healthy young subjects and healthy sedentary older adults, subjects compared to older master cyclists found significant differences. T cell frequency is lower in healthy older sedentary adults compared to the young healthy adults, but this decline wasn't seen in the cyclists as their T cell frequency was much higher and comparable to the younger adults. This is contradictory to what used to be believed, as the decline was assumed to be inherent. Studies have shown that the effect of maintaining high levels of physical activity is profound when it comes to immune system aging. The effects of continued physical activity on the brain have been found to be quite significant. It's been shown to be associated with preserved cerebral blood flow. It has also been associated with increases in white and gray brain matter, as well as increases in the volumes of the hippocampus, which is where your long-term memories are made. Cognitive abilities have been shown to be greater in adults who maintain high levels of physical activity. Studies of adults aged 65 and older show that those who maintain higher levels of physical activity between childhood and the age of 35 had increased cognitive performance. These studies also show that with lower levels of cardiorespiratory function, there is an increased risk for dementia later in life. Wendy Suzuki, a neuroscientist, spoke on these effects in her TED Talk. She had gotten in-depth into memory studies and became sedentary during this time. She realized she had put on 25 pounds and had become quite weak. She decided to get involved in aerobic fitness classes and trying all different kinds of things. And about a year and a half later, she was working on a project and realized that her memory was significantly greater than it had been before. She had inadvertently done an experiment on herself. This really piqued her interest, so she started delving deeper into this. She discovered that regular physical activity increases brain cells in the hippocampus, improving long-term memory. She also found that the protective effects of the growth in the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus due to regular physical activity could possibly slow or maybe even prevent Alzheimer's or dementia in those that would already be predisposed to it. She tells us that the minimum amount of physical activity we should be doing is at least for 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. She's still doing studies trying to find out the optimum amounts needed for different age groups and genetic makeups.
Exercise. That's just for those fitness freaks down at the gym. An intellectual like yourself has no need for such mindless activities. Right? Wrong. While the brain is not a muscle, it benefits from regular physical exercise, with improved mood and cognitive health. Scientists studying mice have revealed amazing connections between exercise and brain health. Regular exercise triggers the growth of new blood vessels in the brain, allowing the brain to receive a larger blood supply. It spurs the creation of new neurons in the brain's memory center, the hippocampus,